Lamine Yamal scored in the Euro 2024 semi-final at 16 years old and became a European champion the next few days. Doue scored in the Champions League final and won the UCL with PSG at just 19. Nico Paz helped Como beat Juventus for the first time since 1952 and registered an assist for Messi on his Argentina debut. Endrick scored the only goal at Wembley at 17 years old and ended England's 21-game unbeaten run at home. Estevao became Chelsea's youngest ever Champions League scorer at 18 years and 181 days and already has 3 goals for Brazil's senior team. 5 players, 5 different clubs and countries. And this summer, all 5 of them arrive at the 2026 World Cup, not as future stars, but as players who have already changed matches at the highest level. This is why each one of them can shock the entire world. Barcelona signed Lamine Yamal as a 7-year-old. By the time he was 15 years and 9 months old, he was already playing first-team football in La Liga. His April 2023 debut against Real Betis made him the youngest player in Barcelona's history to represent the first team. In the 2024-25 season under Hansi Flick, he scored 18 goals and provided 21 assists, numbers that put wingers a full decade older to shame and helped Barcelona win a domestic treble, La Liga, Copa del Rey, and the Supercopa. Along the way, he became the youngest player ever to score in a Clásico against Real Madrid. This season has only continued. 16 La Liga goals and 6 more in the Champions League. When Spain arrives at the 2026 World Cup, Yamal will only be 18 years old. He has already won a European Championship. He has broken records once held by Pelé. He has the Copa Trophy. A World Cup winner's medal is the one major honour missing, and given his age, he will have at least 3 more chances to win it after this tournament. That fact tells you everything about where he is in his career. Doue cost PSG €50 million when they signed him from Rennes in the summer of 2024. Less than a year later, he was the Champions League Young Player of the Season and the 2025 Golden Boy, the award given to the best player in the world under 21. He earned both by being the defining figure in PSG's run to their first ever Champions League title. The moment that crystallised his entire season came at Anfield in the round of 16. PSG had lost the first leg 1-0 and needed a comeback at one of the most hostile grounds in European football. Doue came on as a substitute, shifted the momentum entirely, and then stepped up to score the decisive penalty. He started both legs of the semi-final against Arsenal. This season, he has already matched Mbappe's Champions League knockout record of 7 goals for a player under 21. France's squad is packed with options, but Doue has made himself impossible to leave out. The only debate is whether Deschamps trusts him enough to start him. Nico Paz was born in Tenerife, holds Spanish and Argentine citizenship, and chose Argentina, the defending world champions. He made his senior debut in October 2024 in a 6-0 World Cup qualifying demolition of Bolivia, coming on and assisting a Lionel Messi goal. He was 20 years old that night. He plays for Como in Serie A under Cesc Fabregas, who has made him the focal point of their attacking play. This season, Paz has 12 goals and 6 assists in the league. In October 2025, Como beat Juventus for the first time since 1952. Paz scored the winner. Real Madrid, who trained him through their academy, hold a buyback clause worth just €9 million for a player the market now values at over 60 million. He was named Serie A Rising Star of the Month in September 2025. He is 21, has completed 1 full season and 1 ongoing in Italian football, and heads to the World Cup in Argentina's shirt. With Messi approaching what may be his final tournament, Paz is already the answer to the question every Argentina supporter is quietly asking: what happens to this team next? Endrick became Brazil's youngest international since Pelé in 1957. In March 2024, at just 17, he scored the only goal at Wembley against England, ending England's 21-game unbeaten run at their own stadium. He joined Real Madrid in July 2024 for over €60 million and scored on his debut in both La Liga and the Champions League. A hamstring injury at the start of 2025-26 and limited appearances under Xabi Alonso disrupted his momentum. He made only 2 substitute appearances before Carlo Ancelotti, now Brazil's head coach, personally advised him to leave on loan. Those were the exact words: go, get games, and stay in the World Cup picture. He joined Lyon in January 2026, scored a hat-trick in only his second league game against Metz, and was named League One Player of the Month for February 2026. He will be 19 when the tournament starts. Brazil has not won the World Cup since 2002. That is 24 years and counting, and Endrick might emerge as a key figure in Brazil's World Cup success. Estevao Willian signed a Nike contract at age 10, the youngest Brazilian player to do so in the company's history, ahead of Rodrigo. Chelsea agreed to sign him from Palmeiras a full year before he was legally eligible to move to Europe, paying €34 million with bonuses that could push the deal to €57 million. In his very last game for Palmeiras, he scored against Chelsea in the Club World Cup quarter-finals. Then he joined them anyway. At 18 years and 181 days, he became Chelsea's youngest ever goalscorer in the Champions League. 2 weeks before that, he had scored the winner against Liverpool in the Premier League. For Brazil, he already has 5 goals in 11 senior appearances, including a brace in the 5-0 win over South Korea in October 2025. He turns 19 on the day the World Cup begins. Brazil have been searching for a player who makes the world pay attention again, the way Ronaldinho and Neymar once did. Estevao, delivering at the highest level for both club and country, is making a very strong case for being exactly that player. Estevao suffered a hamstring injury in April 2026, and his World Cup availability is currently uncertain. But if he recovers in time and boards that plane to North America, then if Estevao steps onto that World Cup stage, Brazil will have a weapon most defenses simply will not have prepared for. Brazil's assistant coach Davide Ancelotti has already called him a potential surprise weapon for the tournament. That unknown factor, combined with his big game temperament, makes him one of the most dangerous players in the entire tournament. 5 players, 5 countries. Yamal is chasing history with Spain. Doue trying to prove the Champions League season was not a one-year story. Nico Paz stepping into Argentina's future while Messi writes his final chapter. Endrick carrying 24 years of Brazilian heartbreak on his shoulders. And Estevao turning 19 on the tournament's opening day, arriving as one of the most watched teenagers in world football. The 2026 World Cup is a 48-team tournament across 3 countries, the biggest edition in history. More games, more pressure, more moments. For most players, that means more chances to fade. For these 5, it means more stages to shock the world and write their names into footballing history. Which one of them do you think makes the biggest impact? Drop your answer in the comments below. Like and subscribe for World Cup breakdowns every single week leading up to the tournament. Thanks for watching. We will see you at the World Cup.